Hello everyone and welcome to the 11th video as a part of the training videos on filling up and submitting the DGQI second edition self-assessment questionnaire via the DGQI portal. In this series of videos, we are giving a walkthrough of the DGQI portal and the DGQI questionnaire to explain how the questionnaire is to be responded by the ministries and departments using the DGQI portal. In the last 10 videos, we have covered how to answer part A of the questionnaire and how to answer the first section of part B, which is part B, section A. In this video, we are going to cover how to answer part B, section B of the questionnaire, which is data quality. So we go to the Add Part B tab on the top, select the scheme for which part B is being filled, and the second section or theme within this part B is data quality. So the data quality section concerns the questions regarding data quality measures that are being undertaken by the ministry and whether they are meeting the quality benchmarks that have been set up by the industry at large. Moving to the questions within this section, the first question asks if there are predefined documented mechanisms to assess the quality of incoming data. So, if the scheme division has these mechanisms documented by which they assess the quality of data that is generated by the scheme division, then they have to select yes. If they do not have any such documented mechanisms or protocols by which they are to for which they are to follow to ensure quality of data, then they are to select no. Second question answer is asking if the ministry says that it is undertaking some data quality assessment, then how is it being undertaken? So there are four options. The first of all, if the ministry is not undertaking any such data quality assessment, it can select not done, and the next question will become irrelevant and need not be answered by the ministry, and hence it gets automatically disabled. However, if the ministry is undertaking any kind of data quality assessment, it needs to answer whether the same is being undertaken automatically or manually or through hybrid means. Automatically means that there is an automatic mechanism by which the ministry is assessing data quality of incoming data. Hybrid means that manually means that it is undertaking the same manually with the help of human resources, and hybrid means that it is using a mix of both manual and automated systems. If it uses hybrid, in the textbook, it is requested to explain how it is doing this hybrid implementation. Further, after the second question is answered, if the ministry says that it is undertaking data quality assessment, the third question aims to answer which kind of protocols are followed during this data quality assessment. So there are 5 main protocols that have been listed. Wherever the ministry follows the protocol, it can select yes. Wherever it does not follow the protocol, it can select no. For example, the first protocol is about the profiling and filtering of incoming data for basic checks, like checking it for missing values, any inconsistent values, for example, any inconsistency in age or gender, and so on and so forth, any incorrect values. Then second protocol is generating the summary statistics and checking for any abnormalities or errors that are clearly visible when you do the quality check itself. Third is ensuring good metadata. So ensuring that the metadata is accurately defined and then it is periodically checked. The next protocol, that there is a system, an important protocol for ensuring that duplicate data is identified. If there are any kind of redundancies in the data that is being collected, that are removed so that data is clean for such duplications. So such deduplication measures are undertaken. And finally, the fifth and very important protocol, that is ensuring data integrity. That is wherever data is being reflected anywhere, if it is reflected on any portal or anywhere, it is ensured that data is accurate. There are systems to ensure this, and ensure that most recent value is reflected everywhere, so that it is not the case that at one place some other data is reported, but at another portal of the same scheme division or of the same ministry some other value is being reported. So it is accurate, it is consistent, and it is traceable to the origin, which means that if any data is being reported somewhere in some report, it can be traced which particular date, which particular the portal origin where it was sourced from. So accordingly, the scheme division can select yes or no. Finally, the fourth question asks whether the ministry in this data quality assessment is also using any kind of other feedback mechanisms or any kind of back checks to further enhance your data quality. So some examples are given here. For example, social audits. So social audits are it is a form of ensuring citizen participation. So whatever data you are getting, there are mechanisms to get that data socially audited. For example, with the help of some app where you put this data in public domain and you request for citizen feedback or you request for citizen verification. Then point B, telephonic back checks or verification with beneficiaries, which means that based on the data that is collected, if it is an individual based data, let's say, or let's say if it is a facility based data, on a sample of beneficiaries or on the entire population of beneficiaries, some telephonic calls are made and that data is rechecked to ensure that data which was reported was correctly collected from the beneficiaries. There is no error in that data collection or any bias. Then C is multimedia data, where different kinds of multimedia evidence is being used to further improve the quality of data. For example, people submitting photos of the quality of roads or any other quality of the meals that are provided, and so on and so forth. So any such kind of multimedia data or any kind of feedback mechanisms being used to further enhance your data quality on the MIS. So it should be linked to data quality, not just scheme implementation. Then sample inspections based on data. So if based on the reported data on MIS, some random inspections are being made by the ministry officials to verify the data on ground. So they go and check if this data is correct or not, and then they verify this data, and that verification symbol is available on the MIS to authenticate that this data has been verified. Then part E, which says that if the data that is there on the MIS or on the portal that has been verified or audited by any third parties, any other party other than the ministry officials or other than citizens, it has been given out to third parties for verification, and then they have authenticated that this data is correctly collected and it is good quality, and again that verification is present on the proof of that is present on the portal. So ministries can accordingly select yes or no if they are doing this or not, and they can select not applicable if any of this is specifically not applicable to some scheme. But again, a word of caution that not applicable be used only when it is strictly the case that that particular quality control mechanism cannot be used because of the nature of the scheme. For example, if let's say it's a research scheme and it is a very specific research scheme where there is no citizen interface and social audits are not possible, let's suppose, then you can select not applicable, but this is only a broad example. It does but this does not mean that it is done across schemes randomly. If it is a beneficiary oriented scheme, largely social audits are possible. So therefore it should not be the case that just because the scheme division is not practicing it, they say no to it. So please, a word of caution to be exercised when choosing not applicable option. Please judge the data quality against the nature of the scheme and then accordingly choose not applicable if based on the nature of the scheme there is no intervention by which data quality can be improved using this mechanism. So that covers the 4 questions in data quality theme. In the next video, we'll be covering part A, section C, data analysis, use and dissemination. Thank you.